start stream here. Okay, whoops. Okay. We got signals on both, I think. Yep. Great. And then I'm just gonna say live for a bit. Everyone. Boom. There we go. Okay. Alright, we got this working. Okay. Actually, let me do one thing before any of this. Is it this? Boom. Okay. Okay. I was just closing the window because there are loud cars and low motors or whatever the fuck they're called. So I don't want them to mess up with the audio. Okay. So basically, good news and bad news. Good news is I got the audio working. I already merged the branch and whatever. Boom, boom. Look at this, it works. It's pretty loud. I'm sure there's a way to fixing that, but you know, forget. Okay, so the bad thing is that if I have another sound playing in the background and I do this, then it sounds a little bit distorted, which I'm not too sure why that happens. But you know, I think that is out of my control, to be honest. So what do I want to do? I want to do git status. Removed a few libraries on the .c files that are not needed. Whoops, main. Right. Check out B cleanup. Boom. Basically in here I am going to do, well, exactly that. Just a cleanup. That's what I want to do. A reset button. Also have to implement audio at some point. This is done. And cleanup and code improvements. I guess this can all be sort of put in the same place. 2 minutes a reset button shouldn't be that hard. Let's see if I can actually get it. So let's say that I want to have I don't know, F4 is my reset button. It would just be initialize, probably, because this basically just resets all of it. My PC, opcode ISP, the graphics, stack that, memory, loads the font set again, resets that, and then it initializes the audio. So I'm not too sure if this would just work right away, but I guess we can try. Alright. Let me put that in, then if I do F4, okay, it just fucks up everything. Not that great. Audio, sorry about that. I mean, technically it should work. Like, very technically. I reset all this. Resetting the registers as well, the memory as well. I clear it, I load the font set, I do all this stuff, and then I don't know why you would just not work. And then I would just have to do some sort of initialize all rendering. Yes. But I mean, this would just work. Like, it would just work. Okay, let me do one thing. Whoops. All right. Okay, so now I've technically hit the reset button. Okay. Now I step into initialize. Boom. 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 It's not really that I want to do that, but oh my god. Okay. Can I set a breakpoint here? Then I could say print emulator reset. And I can for sure set a breakpoint here. Okay. So now, technically, sorry about that. Technically, after this, I should just be able to boom, boom. Okay, this gets skipped over. Then I render the frame. Yo, how you doing, man? Darko? How you doing today? By the way, I saw that you I saw this. Thanks for that. What about you? Here trying to implement a reset button on the emulator. Okay, how much do I have left? Okay. Fuck, I have to. Fuck. Okay. Maybe I have to clear the screen as well, but I mean I have done some sort of stuff. Couldn't tell you really. Initialize and then clear screen. No. Draw flag. Is it true? Maybe. Yeah, I put it there and actually thanks. No problem, man. I don't think this is going to be the issue, but let's do a delay. So it starts execution, then does this, and then boom, it just goes to shit. Which does not make any sense, but I reset the memory. Oh, probably because, yeah, I know what I have to do. Okay, so I do have to. Got it. Okay. I have to load the program again. I don't know if I can do it from here. Load program. Load program. Is it imol objects or global config or any scale affected? No, it's actually imol objects. It's actually called objects, not just imol objects. .file. Okay, so I initialize, I do all this stuff, and then this should technically work. How's your progress? I see you got audio working. Yep. I mean, it's kind of weird because it does work. It's pretty loud. it's low-key hurting my ears. But the problem is that if I have, for example, if I have this sort of music playing in the background and I do this, the music gets all distorted, which I don't really know why. You know, that's weird. But I also have to do some sort of volume control thing because it's killing me. Okay, but that's not what I wanted to test, at least for now. I do this and then boom. Hey, we back. Okay, that looks good. Let's just say added a reset. F4. Okay. And now I just have to put it in the not main origin cleanup. New branch, and then I just have to put it in the instructions. Or like that. See, it sucks to do it manually if there was just a manual method. What does it suck to do manually? The volume? You mean? I mean, I don't really know how to do that. But I'm sure there's a way to control it. Instruction. Yeah, but I do have 2 instruction panels, which is not good. Okay, controls. There we go. Where stop execution, F6 step, escape exit. Whoops, whoops. F4 reset. Like play, and it automatically does everything. Yeah. I mean, I wish there was something like that. With this library, with SFML, it's pretty much just that, but you have to get an MP3 or WAV file, and that just messes everything up, because when audio is supposed to play just once, then it would just play multiple times, and you know, the audio would last too long, or it's just a pain in the ass. So anyways, okay, wanted to try this out. F4 reset, that is not good. Um, 25. What about 20? Would that be too little? Perfect. Okay. Fix the controls to add the reset option. Cool. Okay. Yo, how you doing, Ahmed? How you doing? Actually, boom. Okay. Alright, so this is done. Reset button, you can go screw yourself. Code improvements and cleanup, that would be a good idea. I do want to change a few things in the config, so let me just do that. Not where I wanted to go. Oh. Hey, yo, what the? Oh. Alright, so we got all this stuff. Do want to change things here. I should also add, whoops, config.txt itself. This is getting out of the way. Can I declare const member as part of a struct C? Can I do this? Static memory save of this? No, I don't want to static. Okay, I actually can. I'm sure there's a way for me to declare this. Format specifies type and sector, but yeah, you're not gonna be here anymore. But now I want to add another thing, which is going to be int color. Boom. Actually, int 8 color. Right. So in here, it's going to be color equals 0. Let's just put it that way. Actually, what do you think about AI and the recent layoffs? Do you think AI will change the job market significantly as it is currently doing today? As more and more businesses shift towards AI, I mean, it's already changing it. It's changing it now. I feel like there is for sure an AI bubble. Everybody's hopping on AI, everybody's hyping AI, everybody's using AI. I feel like people will soon, and especially companies who have laid off a lot of people because of AI, will soon realize that AI is useful for sure, but it's not all, you know, it's not going to be able to do all of the work. So maybe in a few years time, companies will realize like, oh shoot, we messed up, we fired a lot of people, AI is not able to do all of our work, we need to hire back people. But people, you know, programmers right now that are sort of looking to get into the job market are using AI to learn and to get ahead, and so they won't really understand all of the concepts, they won't really be able to fully comprehend and fully do the job if it's not with the help of AI. So I feel like if you really want to, I mean, I have no idea, like I haven't worked as a programmer, so I'm just really jabbing at this point, but I feel like trying to use AI is good, but you should also try to understand things by yourself and try to, you know, get as much deep knowledge of the programming concepts as you can, because maybe in the future AI will disappear or will be used way less than we think it's going to be used. So companies will start looking for people who actually understand the concepts and who are actually good at them without the need of AI. I don't know if it has made sense what I said. I think in our time it'll still be independent, but I think that Sonos to use AI will dominate. Yeah, I mean, also that is good. Another industries as well where humans are replaceable, such as financial advisors, etc. Should I be worried or do something in particular to be prepared? I don't want to be jobless. I don't want to be jobless either, but I guess we don't know. That's what I've been thinking for the past few days. I mean, my opinion is like, oh, you have to learn how to program with AI, but if you're a beginner, or if you're, you know, a student or somebody who's not working as a programmer already, then if you start just using AI left and right for all of your projects and for all of your code and do that, you're not really gonna be able to understand what you're doing. So like, what's the point? You know, if you depend on AI to program, then you're just not gonna be hireable at all. So I'd say, you know, if you're just doing projects like this to learn, or if you're a student or whatever, you should try to use AI as less as possible. Me, for example, you know, if I have a doubt that I'm just not able to find on Stack Overflow, or if I have something that I'm just not willing to put the time on doing, like the audio, because it's way too much for something that should be pretty simple, then I'll just use it. But I'll try to do most of the things myself, so that by the time that I have to use the AI, not only do I just trust the AI blindly, but I'm also able to have some sort of judgment of what the AI is giving me. Hope that made sense. But okay, but is this going to be because it means you're pressing int. If you actually want to pass you an int, you will need to use the appropriate macro. Fuck me, man. I'm just gonna keep it. And yeah, I'm just gonna go back to being a short. Boom, there we go. HU. There we go. Okay, so now I should do some sort of stuff. I mean, it's true. I do have Imul objects, so I guess I could change that in there. I think like Delbert says, first selling that stuff more advanced and start using AI. It will make you faster, I think. I mean, not necessarily faster. I mean, if I did all of this work with AI, then I would have finished weeks ago. But I would rather take the time to do this myself, fight with it, and understand what I'm doing. Now that I'm sort of in the time to actually learn and get good at it, so that by the time that I actually have to be fast in a work environment or whatever, then I can not only use AI to do things faster, but also I have the knowledge to know what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, in the future, yeah, I'll be faster. I think having the knowledge of AI and being an expert in that alongside everything else will make you stand out from the crowd that doesn't know about AI or develop AI just so integrate AI. I mean, yeah, I might be killing myself for that, but all of that, you know, Copilot or Cursor or Windsurf that, you know, just uses AI, I've never tried them. At least for now, I don't have an intention of trying it out. You know, it could be career killing or whatever. And if AI make mistake, does anything wrong, you know how to fix it because you already done it. Yep. If everyone can code. Yeah, but I mean, think about this, Ahmed. If you use AI, like, to code, and if you're just going to accept whatever the AI gives you, and you're just going to trust the AI blindly, then what good are you? Like, why should somebody hire you if all you're gonna do is just copy paste what the AI gave you? Which that is gonna be way more replaceable than if you actually know how to program and you also know how to use the AI. Like, okay, yeah, you're gonna know what you're doing too, yeah. But I feel like there are a lot of beginners who are just using all of these AI code editors left and right and are not really understanding anything. You know, it's like, sure, you can get projects done in a week, or in a few days, but you haven't really done anything. You've just copy pasted whatever the AI gave you in that way. So I'm actually gonna pass a path. I'm just gonna pass emo objects. But I guess nobody knows what's gonna happen in the future with AI. Not even the people who are developing these AIs know what's gonna happen with them. I got this certain point of realization regarding AI when I got AI to code my assembly game last week, and I was astonished. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, in my defense, I'd say that when I had to do the Z80 assembly, ChatGPT wasn't really that great. You know, it would sort of make it would just make up a lot of the stuff. It didn't have that much sense, but I don't know, in your assembly maybe it had more data to train on, or it's just gotten better since last year. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to do a switch on a global config color, and I'm just gonna say objects. Why can I not declare this like this? Like, I just can't do 255, 255. I can't do this. This sucks, man. The fact that I can do that in 2025 is crazy. But anyway, objects dot color dot r equals to 55 dot blue equals to 55 dot green equals to 55. alpha equals to 55, break. And I'm just gonna have case 1, and I don't know, case 1 is going to be gray. I don't care. Gray. I don't even know how to type anymore. 128. Actually, this is capped. This has to be 255. Well, obviously it took me 4 hours, plus I gave it a lot of additional data like code and structures, what instructions to use and what to avoid, etc. And it was a newest model, ChatGPT 5. Damn, you can use ChatGPT 5? So you got a subscription, right? I don't think you can use it by default. At least not that I'm aware of. But that's crazy. I mean, yeah, but you gave it data that you know. Like, basically, like, you knew the structures, you know the instructions to use, you know all that. But if you just didn't know any of it, then you wouldn't just be able to ask the AI. I know it's very just limited. Okay. Okay, but it must be pretty limited, right? To just a couple of prompts or something like that. Alright. And I don't know, you're just gonna be green. So this would be 0, 0, 255. So let's say that I want to do 1, right? Make read configuration. Oh, you're right, you're right. Yeah. The fuck? That is interesting. That is interesting for sure. Okay, by the way, I just finished a feature in searching feature. I've made a lot of comments. I hope those are understandable for someone reading in the future. Hopefully, yeah. I do have to add a couple of comments here and there as well. Okay, so what the fuck actually happened in there? Why did you just decide to completely crash out? Whoops. What the fuck is going on here? That is interesting to say the least. I think to use AI for coding, you should have at least know some basics, I think. Yep. That's what I think too. Yo, this is weird. Not gonna lie. I don't need this anymore. Objects, but objects gets declared here. So I can technically pass it as a struct. Whoops. But I don't know why this would just completely crash. Doesn't make sense. Like, what the actual fuck is going on? Why just changing the color would cause all of this to break? I don't get it. Maybe it has to do something with the overlay.c. Oh, yeah, because there's no scaling factor. Yeah, well fucking done, buddy. That's why you're not fucking working. Okay, okay. So could I then do something like this? Could I do config dot scaling factor equals 25? Cannot assign to non-static data member scaling factor. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. That's all I gotta say. So you don't let me do this. What's the point of declaring this in here? What the fuck? Const struct member. Lol. Yeah, no, I would just want to have a const member. Isn't constant, is this different than a constructor with non-const members? There's no person taking a return to its birthday or ID. Yeah. Okay, but you don't have to be const. I guess the color can change. Shouldn't really change. So I guess I could declare this as const, maybe? I don't know how much sense this would make. But this would have to cannot assign to non-static data member scaling factor with const qualified type const short. But maybe nah. I mean, this is where I'm declaring it, so wouldn't make any sense. So let me just keep it. Don't like this, but and I should be able to do this. Whoops. Do I have to do this as well? Alright, there we go. That makes much more sense. And I also have to change all of his colors. Alright. So that's one thing to do, which is in overlay.c. Oh yeah, .c. Okay. So init panel title, sure. I just basically want to take a look at all of the colors. Objects color, sure. Where's my cursor? Color, sure. Init control panel. Nope, you're going to be objects. Color. Right. Color BG. I mean, what is this? Control instructions. Okay. And this is for the keys. I can let that slide. Okay. Okay, color. Object color. To receive a color, which hopefully init register. Hopefully subject's color. Actually, I can check that out. Yeah, object's color. Okay. Object's color, you need to receive that color, color, object's color. Yeah, there we go. So you're just going to forget about this, and you're gonna have objects color. Right. Okay, I should also change this as well. Which year are you in college? I am in my 3rd year of college. Basically. Okay. Overlay that C, and then I have to look for control. Control. Has to be a render control panel. There we go. And now in here you have to use Oh no, it actually has to be in the init. Yeah, there we go. This is init control panel, yes. And then I actually have to, but this is in the init, not the actual thing. Okay, I believe this makes no sense. So this would make more sense being objects color, and then I can just forget about this, and I can just forget about this. Alright, there we go. I mean, gray doesn't look that good. Config. I mean, I should also change the main screen, yeah? But okay. It's probably in chiba.c. I was actually right there. There we go. Do you have any sort of color thing? No, because I set it back to that. Where is this going to be? Objects color.r. Okay, you're not a pointer. I'll fix that up. Dot color there RG or RBG or GB or GB, right? Yeah, RGB. Okay. RG objects dot color dot b objects dot color dot a. And I just have to change this for a dot. Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Chiba does it. Alright. I said running a draw color. Yeah, I mean I should probably do this here. This here as well. And then this should just work that way. God dang. It doesn't work that way. Alright. That's interesting. So what the actual heck is going on here? Render index panel. I have to be resetting this somewhere around here. Oops, whoa. Okay, so let me go into overlay. I just have to look for SDL set. Actually. So what are you trying to do now? Basically I can change the color through the config file, and I'm just trying to apply those colors throughout the entire, I guess, screen. Because right now all the overlay does is displayed with the color set in the config, but the main screen of the emulator is not. So basically I'm changing the color here, and so there has to be a way where, I don't know, I'm just not really doing it right. Okay, and then I should do, let me actually copy this. Very important line. Although it's a pointer in overlay, but I don't care what the actual fuck was that. Source overlay SDL set render draw color. Didn't mean to use that. Okay, so if it's different than 0, then I'm setting it to that. Else I would just have to set it back to that. Yeah. And then I guess that would make sense in there. Init raster panel, which is the last one that I call for render, is render index panel. Okay. So technically, if I go into overlay and then into render index panel, and I just say SDR set render draw color. Then this should just work. I hope. Can you just read the JSON and get the data and just put it in the color section? I mean, this is not really a JSON, but I get what you say. But basically, I read this config file at the beginning of the program here, and then I basically in here I set the color to whatever this value says. But there are certain places in the overlay function where that's not what I wanted to do, where I manually change the color to something that I don't want. So I'm just trying to spot if I can see if I can spot where I actually change that color. It should technically be here, but I guess that doesn't work. Or I guess I could say, I mean, here. Oops. Chip8. This has to be when I render the texture itself. But I mean, I'm already doing that before. Okay, bro, what the fuck? Okay. I guess I can just steal this from you. Do this. Or actually, I think I know. Must be when I init rendering. Where is this? Init panel titles, initialize. Where do I do this? Where do I create the texture? There we go. So this is my screen texture. Okay. And then there has to be some sort of set the scale mode to that. Okay, so I don't change the color anywhere in there. Holy keyboard ASMR. Yo, Flubby, how you doing, man? I don't know if you're still in here. Sorry for not reading your message, my dude. Hope that you enjoy the stream. If you're confused, Darko, I am streaming also on Twitch. That's why you might not be seeing the message. Anyways, so I don't have to set that up in there. Let me actually get rid of this bullshit so that I can access this more clearly. So do I have to update that? Okay. I was about to ask that. Yeah. Don't worry. Oh shit. There it is. Okay. Got your ass. Alright. I don't know what I just did. Not good. Okay. I really gotta stop doing that. What did I just change? Okay, so objects dot color dot color. Okay, and then I just grab this line, put it in here, replace it, and this should now work. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Well, I thought that was going to be it. Not gonna lie. I mean, I don't do anything else, pretty much. Then I could say printf, yeah, with the main screen texture, denull, and then I just do the render rect with the color that I set the render to. Yeah, I mean render rect. Or I could do this, which would be SDL render fill rect with objects that render, and then the main window rect this. What the fuck? Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Bad idea. Bad idea. What the actual fuck is going on? Did Mike just glitch? Maybe it did. I don't know. Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. I think you can. Okay. Yep. Okay. Chill. Good. I mean, maybe I have to do this beforehand, like here, so that I can render the texture. I don't know. With the correct color. No, still doesn't work. That is interesting. I render the clear the render. I set the color to this, then I pretty much do the same thing. But yeah, I guess that does not really matter to my guy. And then I render present. It just said, okay, sorry about that. What the actual freak is going on here? Okay, so I create my. Do I have? Let me add overlay here as well. So I create my main texture here. Okay, I do this. I don't know if I should maybe render something in here, like set the color to whatever, and then do that. Render texture with that. Objects color. Yep. Objects color in here. Okay, let me actually say something. Cat source shape 8. I'm just gonna say, hey. Hey, I have this SDL code, and I'm trying to change the color of a texture. Actually, let me put it at the beginning. Okay. This is the rendering function. I'm gonna say overlay. Not in here, not in here, not in here, not in here. Probably this. Okay. This is where I create. This is where I create my main screen texture. Boom. But when rendering this main screen set texture color, maybe set texture color SEO, set texture color mod, set an additional color value multiplied into a render copy operations. Not too sure about this. Okay, the main screen is rendered white, ignoring the objects color or objects dot color bar. It's gonna say, oh, make sure that you're doing. Oh yeah, probably because this is white. Fuck. So texture color mod. Instead of hard coding for on pixels, get the white but client color modulation. to always be tinted dynamically, changing object's color instantly requires it, or just drawing a single fixed color when generating pixels. I mean, I guess this could work type shit. I did not think about that, to be honest with you. Okay. I specified that it was that instead of this, but I guess my guy did not pick it up. Okay. Do I also have to specify the nah, I guess I can leave it like that. Okay, so depending on this value, then it would set if this condition is true, then it would be FG and this. So okay. Okay. Okay, I could have sworn I pressed that one, but okay. Left sheet of 255 by 24 places cannot be represented in type int. Okay, what the actual fuck? 24 places cannot be represented by an int. So what if it's just would you be able to do that? Type int 665. 665. Oh, it's probably this, right? Because this is an int. Isn't that a bit too loud? It is a bit too loud. But I guess next thing that I can do is try and implement a volume thing. Okay, so what if you are just a uint64? Probably not the smartest thing to do, but runtime. 24 places cannot be represented in type int. Okay, let's see what my guy has to say about this. Continued promotion rules. Force the values to be unsigned 32-bit before shifted. So I just have to cast all of the color values to okay. I mean, I don't want to get any sort of warning, any sort of runtime error, anything like that. uint 32. So I'll just say, I'll just do whatever my guy tells me to. You're right. You're right. Okay. Anyways, so git add got rid of the scaling factor in config since I'm not going to allow a resolution change for now, at least. And added a color option to change the color of the screen. Origin cleanup, boom, boom, boom. Okay. An hour already, god damn. Okay. Now you're going to be, I don't know, blue. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, if I don't change the config file, then this is not going to change, of course. You gotta go somewhere? Not for now, at least. Not for now, it's still pretty early for me. And I started class late today, so I still got some time to work on this. Okay, maybe this blue is a little too blue, you know? Maybe I can add a bit of a brighter blue. I don't know if it'll be fine for 100 on 100. Whoops. This will be any brighter. I don't know how to type anymore. I mean, this sort of feels a little bit brighter blue, for sure. Boom, boom. But maybe a little too much. So what about 50? 50. Sure, I mean, I can deal with this. Maybe I can do the same thing for here. 50. 50. I should do a red one. Then config. See how this one looks. Okay, this is definitely better than the other green that I had. And then I'm just gonna add a red one, and that's gonna be it in terms of color. So red is going to be to 55. We're going to be 50. 50. Here we go. And then I'm just gonna add a default. Where it's just going to be this. Boom. Alright, so in case there's any sort of weird value, then I just set it back to white, and then okay. So if I go in config and I say, hey, what's gonna happen here? Is it gonna crash? Might crash actually. Nope, sets it back to white. Great. Alright. 2 is green. Okay. There we go. Okay, now if I do want to take a look at the whole volume thing, I did implement a volume controller on this project. Just not too sure how I was able to control the volume itself. Sound sustain. Okay, is there any sort of volume thing? Volume. Config.volume. Did you see that that AI made in Minecraft? Yeah, I checked the video out. It's pretty amazing, honestly. Like, you just gotta have so much free time to do something like that, and so much. Whoops! Oh my god! I am so sorry about that. So sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, so much free time and so much knowledge about both AI and Minecraft as well. Like, how do you even go about doing something like that on freaking Minecraft, yo? Like, you gotta be some sort of genius. I mean, this man could be working in OpenAI if he wanted to, but he's just doing AI on Minecraft, you know? Alt volume. Fuck volume. Fuck volume is all I have to say. Okay, so now I can get rid of this, and I can go into audio.c. Okay, what I have to do is sort of F. I don't know if this is gonna make any difference in pitch, volume, or anything. Absolutely no different. Okay. What if instead of or watching you motivates me to work in Donkey Bop. Hey, thank you, man. Having you here motivates me to work in Donkey Bop. Couldn't tell if that's any lower in volume, to be honest. Where do I have it? Okay. I did not mean to delete all this. Okay, that is definitely lower. Yeah, I might just leave it like that. You know, you don't need to hear the whole thing. You just need to know that a sound is playing. Like, that's all you need to know. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I guess what I could do is have a config. Whoa. Have a config value that changes this or whatever, you know, and then that's all I would need to, you know, change the volume. Hey, yo. What the hell? Alright. Yeah, that's definitely lower. Anyways, I think I'm gonna keep it to 55 so that you can hear it, but it's not ear breaking, you know? Grenade, change the range of the wave generator, I guess, to decrease the volume a little bit. Because I'm not gonna push yet. Okay. This looks like a QR code generator that made in Godot printed in whoa. Infos on site and binaries. What do you mean? What does look like that? Okay. Hey yo, where's my scary music? Why do you pause the video? Okay. So I guess cleanup and code improvements, sure, that could be considered done. I mean, I do set it as a const, so I guess you cannot change. So if I were to say in chip 8, you know, hey, global config dot scaling factor equals 15. Yeah, it's considered as a const. Great. I like your emulator print instructions on the side. Okay. Yeah, that's also something I want to change as well. Having like a refresh rate for the overlay. Because right now I feel like this is like way too fast. Okay, wait a minute. My dad is calling me on the phone. Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. He was calling because supposedly the electricity ran out at the house, but makes no sense because I'm streaming right now. So, anyways, okay. I guess everything's fine now. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you. Alright. This is all working fine. Great. Alright, so what else can I change? Right now I have audio. Don't really want audio. I want to change things in here. Maybe overlay.c and then functions. I mean, I guess I could technically, I don't need this at all. It's not something that I need. I mean, I guess I could get rid of this entire thing, this entire file, because this is not really something that I would want to have in here. So I guess I could say, maybe besides this, I could have this function. Whoops. And then I go into GPay. And so I just say draw sprite is not needed anymore. Update screen open is not needed anymore. Clear screen is not needed anymore. Handle rear keyboard, I don't know, real keyboard. But I don't have a handle real keyboard. There's only just 2 of them. So this is also not needed anymore. Okay, so now what I can do is I can say bye bye to you, and I can say bye bye. Whoops, bye bye to you as well. File not found. I mean, this entire thing should not be found, but whoa. No. Okay. Make my file, and I just have to get rid of. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. In main, you are probably right. Yeah, just probably. The what? Clean up. Yeah, I do have to. Fuck. Okay, so I guess I have to develop my own void. Quit. Cleanup render. Conflicted types for cleanup. What do you mean? Alright, so then I could say DTF quit. Boom. SDO quit. Boom. I don't know, exit on. Right, there we go. And then I can say SDL destroy texture. And then I can have objects dot main screen texture. Objects dot panel title, sure thing. Instruction panel title as well. Objects dot instruction panel title, internals title panel as well. Internals title rect, timers title as well. Execute once, render, nothing. Okay. Then I can say SDL destroy window without objects dot window. STL destroy render. There we go. Objects dot render. And then I can say free objects dot file name. And this would pretty much just be all of it. Or is free called on an allocated object? Is it? Oh, it actually is. I thought, but what I can say is free objects. Bus emulator to parameter type. Wait, are you not? Global config is the one. Okay. My bad. To parameter type void discard disqualifier. I mean, you technically are a allocated thing according to this. According to this function, you are allocated. Yo, Floppy followed me 5 minutes ago. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I guess the shit does not want to be fret or freaked or whatever. However that is said. Why are you giving me trouble? Oh, this function is no longer here. Okay. All right. Then I do clean up. Oh, I already do it here. Well, I'm just gonna keep it in there just in case. Okay. There are some places where I just 25. Not here. Times 25. Now I don't like this hard-coded value because it shouldn't be a hard-coded value, but is the control instructions rect.x, which technically could have the same as the main objects dot main screen texture or main. I only have the texture. Fuck. Objects dot instruction title rect.x plus objects. No, but it's not gonna be the width. Fuck. Can you just say something? I don't want to have to do this. Extern global config or config global config. So if I look for 25, okay. There we go, then this is going to be, let me actually set it back to what it was, and then I can say, hey, you're gonna have an extern config, global config, boom, so that I can go back to where this was scaling factor. There we go, I do have this in here. Alright, well, dot global config dot scaling factor boom, and I'm not sure if I use it anywhere else. Hopefully not. Okay. Hey, where are my controls, man? Where the fuck are you? Is instruction title right? Yes. Okay. Where are you supposed to be? Control title right? Yes. Scan the factors down stat 75. Okay. That grab scaling factor, which is supposed to be 25. So why are you not giving me what I want? Darko, hello, yo, what's going on, Darko? On Twitch as well. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Okay. I mean, this should be... equals 25, so I don't know what is going on here. I mean, it's technically a pointer, so I guess I could declare this as a pointer as well. Don't know if that would change anything. 1, yep. There we go, okay. Okay. Or hold on, how do I do this? I do this in where? Render init control panel. Okay, and init control panel is in the init all rendering. But init panel titles, which is not in here, surprisingly. Okay, because this is done at the beginning. I'm just gonna keep it this way. Don't really give a fuck. Got rid of one hard coded body. Boom. Oh yeah, also got rid of that. Clean up, here we go. Boom. And to be honest with you, I don't know if there's anything else that I have to do in here. I mean, sure, I can maybe make this a little bit cleaner, but I just don't want to have to spend all the time in there. You know what I mean? Actually, I think there is something that I can do, which is fix the arguments for the overlay functions, so that instead of having to call or having to pass the entire objects, okay, overlay.c, instead of having to pass this entire thing, I can just pass the rendered and not that much else. Okay, maybe not, this is not the best thing to do, but now let's grab another one like this. Okay, but I do use the font. Okay, I do use the color as well, render. Okay, and I do have to grab all this. So yeah, it's probably not the greatest idea that I've ever had. So I do have to keep it that way, for sure. Okay. Boom. Color, I mean, this is not really white, but okay. Key textures dot color equals color. So So I guess this is needed then, right? This is render control panel. Are you actually that needed? Whoops. You're not that needed at all. Okay. So that's one thing less. Okay, this is needed as well. Okay. I guess it would be good to add some sort of comments in here, but that just sounds like so much work that I'm not willing to do right now. You know what I mean? Timers, sure thing. Timers, do I free timers? Don't really do that. Init timer. Yeah, I don't really do that. That's not good. That's not good at all. Darko, follow me as well. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Okay. Transaction can learn instruction. Yeah. Okay. So I do free these. Okay. Can learn instruction. Yes. Let's see how much. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 times I call this. Okay, maybe, and just maybe, I should do something like overlay.h void free overlay structs. Go in here. I say boom, boom, free index, free timers, and that would be about it. So now, for example, if I'm in here and I have to do all of this stuff, which is render frame, actually I guess this could be a SDL log debug. SDL category application endpoints. Expected expression. Oh yeah, that is not good. Call to undeclared function SDL log debug. Is that so? Wait, what? Log debug. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Debug. Debug. Okay. Don't know how to type anymore. Alright. So emulator reset. Right. Or it could be reset in emulator. More like it, and then just put it in here. Great. I guess I could add a bunch of different debug statements. Although I don't really want to do it. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's just say that simulate CPU. Well, I'll just start. Then I do all this. And maybe I could say free overlay structs so that they actually get fret or freed or however you have to say that. Oh yeah, actually forgot. Render frame. Okay, so let's just see how I can do this. So I should have, well, at least the thing that I would like to do would be have this screen, I guess, updated on its own, and then have the other overlay updated on its own as well. Would that be possible? I don't know. Hopefully yes. But I have no idea. So it would have to be something like this, right? If I were to put all of this logic, right, in here. Boom, 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 then I render the rect. Right? And then I say, well, okay. You go at this part. Sorry about that. You handle all of this stuff. And then I render all of this. Because this is what a normal sort of cheap 8 look would like. Right, so I can have this. Now, what I would need to do would be to properly format this. There we go. That's the first step, and then render frame, which I guess I could have this in here. I don't know how this would look. It doesn't look like anything great. Probably because of this. Okay, that doesn't look great either. Alright, so let me just have this. Boom, boom. So let me just get rid of you. Int update chip screen. Now in here I can say basically all I want to do is this. Boom. That's all I have to do. And then you just return 0. Alright. For what? Just so that I can have then in here a actual thing, which would be, okay, so I clear my stuff. I update the chip screen. Sure. And then here I can implement my refresh rate. How would I go about doing that? Great question. But I do have this in here. 60 Hz timer. Lap cycle timer. So I guess I would need something like this. Not too sure how to structure this. CPU cycle every 2 milliseconds. And then I have the performance counter, the lap cycle, yeah, whatever. Timer intervals. Okay. I mean, I guess I could say update the screen, right? So yeah, I actually do update the screen. No, that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. I mean, it would have to be here. That's where I would have to do all this. But that would mean so that the actual last word in terms of rendering would have to be in the update chip screen. Which is not great either. Or I would have to put it in here as well. Which is not great either. Okay, so I guess it's handle timers. Lapse timer. This is more or less what I want, which is a 60 Hz. Okay, sorry. Timer intervals, elapsed timer. So I guess I could have something like this, where I say render frame. Now in render frame, I shouldn't be able to do that, but I should rather have something like here. I say update chip screen, right? And then render frame should be done here, or actually maybe even here, where I render the frame. Or I can actually say, okay, so render frame, sure thing, you do all of this stuff. I don't need you in here. I might have to call this before anything. Boom. Boom. Okay. What the actual fuck? Alright. So then once I have this, I can go into update chip screen, go up, down here, actually get this out of here. If draw flag, then I do this, render rect, sure, boom. So now that I can say this, and I don't know how this would look. Not great, that's for sure. But I mean, it's gonna have to happen. Fuck. I mean, I could just leave it as it is and not really have to think about this whole stuff, which would be great, honestly. Okay, so I do all this, and then this should all be just fine. Not fine, actually. Boom, boom, render free. Okay. So this should just work now. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it. Whoa, chill, bro. I think I'm gonna call it a day with the project. I'm gonna say it at add in function to free the overlay structs. Clean up. And to be honest, this is all I can really think about in terms of the actual cleanup that I have. If I'm being honest with you, let me check this. Yeah, this array, and then I'll just have to delete, which I guess I could do. Well, I actually cannot do it. Free. Global config. Passing cons config to number type void discards qualified. I don't know if this even makes any sense, but GitHub commit and latest changes. First origin cleanup, and then I'm just gonna friggin' merge it, and that's it. I'm done with this. You heard? I'm done with this. Put in pull request. Cleanup. Made a few changes in the code. Got rid of functions and files that are not needed. Actually, it is not done. I would like to add some sort of more stuff in terms of making sure that if something fails, then I can listen overlay. You know, so I create the texture, I check. Sure. I do all of this stuff, I check. This was already done. Yep. Okay, but then I would have to do something like I check the surface here, great. Destroy texture, create texture from surface. So I would have to do. Okay, just forget about this. Alright. Not latest changes at all. Boom. So objects dot control instructions. Sorry. Is if then SDO log error. SDO category error. Trying to create control instructions. SDL get error. I just return -1 for that. I create the surface. Sure, I can have this. I just now have to do key textures, key index dot key texture. We're trying to create key textures. Key texture. Still get error, but this would be key index. Oops, there we go. I can join this render texture, render. I don't have to care about any of this. Init register textures. I create a check. Great. That's all I gotta say. Then render internal panel. That's not where I was. I create, I do not check at all. So if index surface equals no, then SDL log error. With SDL category error trying to create index surface. And then SDL get error. I return -1. Right. And then I just say the same stuff here, which is register array of reg index equals null. Sorry, dot index texture equals null. Register array Ctrl D dot index texture, and this would just be index. Boom. Alright, render texture. Sure. I check in here. I render the texture. Render init timer. I do not check. So if title surface equals null, then SDL log error. Trying to create title surface. SDL get error. What are you talking about? Oh yeah. SDL category sure -1. Boom, there we go. And I guess I could set SDL destroy surface of index title surface. Just forgot about that. Boom. Okay. My neck. Alright. Back here. Boom, 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 boom. I destroy the surface. There we go. I render text solid, which I guess I should check as well. Sound, surface, equals null. Then I do the same shit all over again. Log, error. With SDL log. It's not something that I wanted. Log, category. Yo, I just want to accept it. Log. There we go. Error. Trying to create sound surface. SDO get error. Then you return -1. Now you get all this, and then you would have to create a texture. Yes, if timer sound timer texture, trying to create sound texture. SDO destroy surface. Sound surface. Boom. If the lay surface was null, SDO log error. My hand itches. Fuck. Alright. SDL log category error. Trying to create delay surface. Why? Well, I guess we can find out with SDO get error. And then I can just return -1. After all this, I create my texture set of timers. Delay timer texture. Delay timer texture. And SDL destroy. Surface with delay surface. Here we go. Anything else that I need to know of? Index mallocs. Well, if index s equals null, then I guess it would have to be SDL. SDL log error. SDL category error. Error allocating memory for index s. Alright. This is a bit tedious, but fuck it. Okay. Surface, and then it would have to be index surface. Alright. Then I destroy the surface. I have to do the same shit again. A label surface. We're trying to create label surface. This wouldn't make any sense because it's null in here. Index s label texture. Hey, trying to create texture. still destroy surface with label surface. I mean, I guess this is kind of pointless because I already have it in here. But I mean, I do have to return -1, so I guess it's all good to just put it in there. Okay, I don't create anything here. Okay, I do for sure create something here. Fuck. Okay. Please tell me I don't have to create anything else. Oh my god. Okay, they should be the last. If surface equals null, then SDL bug error. SDL bug category error. Error trying to create pre-render surface. And there we go. Please tell me that's it. That should be it. Okay. Timers. Log error. Any other malloc that I should be aware of? This is declare, and then I should be if message, then return. Alright. Wait, what does malloc return? Malloc. Okay, returns null. Okay, great. Added a couple of safety checks in case anything fails. Alright. This is now for sure the last thing that I'm gonna add to this branch. Boom, compare pull request. Okay, so let me refuse safety checks. Safety checks. In case anything fails during rendering or when creating a struct. Got rid of functions and files that were not needed. Abstracted some functionality inside of your functions. and got rid of code that was not necessary anymore. I also got rid of the scaling factor in config, as the resolution is going to be fixed, and added a color option to the config to change the color of the screen. Boom. Great pull request. Merge pull request. Clean up last PR on this browsing. Confirm merge. Delete branch. Then I can say git checkout main, git branch d cleanup, and then git pull. There we go. Clean make. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for today. 2 pretty good hours, not gonna lie. It's been pretty nice. Okay. Wait a minute. Alright. I was just checking the messages. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it for today. Honestly, I think this fucking project is done. That's all I gotta say. Fuck it. It's been nice. It's been fun. It's been cool. Learned a lot. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do any more changes in the future, but at least for now, time to go into something else. Thank you guys for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, see you guys. Boom.